Well, we understand that you've been out and about. Now, Dan Gilbert bought the Cleveland Gladiators, the indoor football team here in Cleveland, and they have their home opener, what is it, tomorrow, I guess?
Tomorrow against Kansas City.
And you did a feature on the quarterback, Jahn Dutton.
I did, and you know what? He's been around the league for a while, but he was injured last year. He had an Achilles tendon injury, so he was out really most of the year. So this year he's back better than ever. He's a veteran, but really what gets him going isn't football. It's his family, his faith, and his work in Africa.
1, 2, 3.
Cleveland Gladiator Jahn Dutton has a pretty cool job with lots of rewards. But what this quarterback finds most rewarding is family and faith. He and his wife Tarina's missionary work in Africa led him to his 2 sons, Miki and Solomon.
There's millions and millions of kids that they're left alone, and I think it's our job to take care of them.
It's been nothing but a blessing, a huge blessing. Everything they've added to our family, we would do it again.
Their boys keep them busy. Drew is 7, Zach is 10, Miki was adopted in 2007 and is now 15, and just 3 years later in 2010, they adopted Solomon, who is also 15.
When Miki first got here, you know, we had 2 white kids and then Miki. But when Solomon came, having another boy from Ethiopia who spoke his language really helped Solomon feel comfortable.
My native person being there is kind of cool to have. I can talk with him in our own language. I can open up a little more.
You know, it's really good having people who is from your country and who can talk to you like everything you want. But yeah, it helps a lot.
But he still worries about the friends at the orphanage he left behind.
When I came here, I didn't feel good because I left those kids by themselves and I came here by myself. And I tried to do something, but I couldn't because there's so many people there.
Our whole life is built around caring for the, you know, the orphans, the widows. I mean, once our older boys are away in college and everything, we're going to have a seat in the car available. We're going to have a seat at our dinner table, and that's kind of where we look at it. If you got an empty seat somewhere, then, you know, maybe God's calling you to fill that seat.
Now, if you'd like to help donate or actually log on to see what they're all about, it is the DuttonFoundation.org, or of course STOHD.com. And I'll tell you what an adorable family. Tarina is very pregnant, due in May, and she's going to have, what do you think?
A boy, another boy?
A little girl.
Oh, well, that's good.
A little girl, and I'll tell you, they also have a neat thing on the foundation. It's called JD Touchdown Club, and for every pledge you make, every touchdown he throws, you can help donate to their mission work in Africa. And I'll tell you, Miki, the first boy that we saw that was adopted, he loves pizza and football, so he's very Americanized already. And Solomon, he loves soccer, and he loves pizza. And you know, many of the boys are really kind of left behind in Africa, really, Bruce, because the babies usually are adopted first. You know, a lot of people want younger children, they want babies. The older kids kind of get left behind, and especially the boys. The little girls also go very fast. So it's really neat to me that the sweet family adopted boys when they were 10 and 14. That's very unusual, but they said God spoke to them and spoke to them, and they saw them, and they thought, these are the boys that we want. And now, I mean, it's a great little family, but they're not done adopting.
What a touching story indeed that is. And certainly, with, you know, we've got problems in this country, but it dwarfs in comparison to what's going on in Africa. Did you ever see the movie Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I did.
And that, I think, really depicts what is going on in this contemporary age. So these children, to see kids adopted by the Duttons like that and brought over here to this country is really fulfilling.
I'll tell you what, you know what's neat too, I think about Jahn Dutton is he appreciates being an athlete. He thinks it's a great job, but his bigger job in life, and his wife Tarina, they believe, is speaking through the Lord and their mission work to actually get more of the word. You know, when they first adopted, they were in Denver, and they didn't over there. I
Right.
mean, these children have nothing.
And it also, Amanda, may encourage people who have the means to do the same thing.
Absolutely. And what happens too is a lot of these kids are orphaned. You know, their parents have died. So once they get adopted, then that brings in another slot for another child to be in the orphanage, because the orphanage is really where you want to be. Because if you're not, you're on the streets or you're on your own.
Yeah, or in that Blood Diamond scenario, which is horrific. Didn't he try out for the Browns at one time?
I believe he did years ago. Somebody just told me that. You know, I didn't know that going in. You know, they live in Vermillion. They live in this sweet little house in a great little neighborhood. And when I was upstairs, I ran into Joe, and he goes, I think he tried out around the time when Tim Couch did. So I didn't know that, so I didn't get to ask him that. But I know that he was drafted in the NFL, and he was going to play for the Dolphins, and that didn't work out. But he is a veteran in the Arena Football League, and he's really a big name. He's done really well. We just didn't hear much about him last year because he tore his Achilles.
How the Gladiators supposed to be?
I think they're supposed to be really good. I think they're really just excited that Dan Gilbert bought them.
Right.
I mean, it was touch and go for a while. I mean, this just happened in January.
Absolutely. They had a hiatus there for a while, and now Gilbert's back in. They're financially secure.
There's excitement.
Right.
You know, I think for a while they were pretty down, and now, you know, go check them out. They play Kansas City tomorrow at 7 at the Q.